Pub then,
I'll
probably.
go there and then I'll make
Can
it.
I ask you about your sign?
Yes.
What does it mean?
What's it
It's illegal to have it done in the UK?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is it illegal anywhere else in the world?
A lot of people would argue in America and Canada that it's illegal, but it's just as
Not in Canada. I'm Canadian.
Okay, no, but in the UK, I can only speak for the UK. So this is my the British political. I lead the British political party, Justice for Men and Boys, and it is undoubtedly illegal. But the police and the Crown Prosecution Service don't bring prosecutions. And my understanding from Americans and Canadian men's rights advocates is that it's exactly the same over there. That because it's a physical injury on someone who cannot consent to that injury.
Okay.
It's a male minor.
Okay, I'm Canadian and I'm a registered nurse.
Okay.
And actually it's not.
Not what?
You have to pay for it.
What's that got to do with legality?
No, it's not illegal. I'm just saying you have to pay for the procedure as parents.
Well, you do in this country, almost always.
Well, you're saying it's illegal.
It is illegal in the UK. There's no doubt.
So then you can't pay for it, so then you can't have it done.
No, because the police and the Crown Prosecution Service never bring prosecutions.
Okay, well in Canada that's not true. It's not illegal. You have to pay for it to have the procedure done. But there's no law against having it completed.
No. But sorry, I can only talk about UK law. It would need a parliamentary override to be legal. So under English common law, before 1861, the Offences Against a Person Act, the common law would regard it as physical harm. Grievous or actually bodily harm, which is de facto illegal. So you don't need to say this. So there's no law that says cutting off someone's left ear is illegal.
Yeah.
So this is in exactly the same boat. But the police will not bring prosecutions. There are some extraordinary cases where we have a case in Nottingham where a baby was circumcised without the knowledge of the mother. Her former.
We're talking a male?
Sorry?
We're talking a male baby.
Yes,
Okay.
Well, she had a Muslim partner, and they broke up before the baby was born.
Okay.
But he and his parents took the baby to a doctor. They didn't have any. They didn't have parental responsibility to do that, even if that mattered.
Okay.
But even in that case, the police and the CPS would not bring a prosecution.
Okay.
But I mean, part of the problem is that we really want a barrister to take this to court, but we don't have shed loads of money, and most barristers get most of their work through the Crown Prosecution Service, so it'd be like career death for them,
So do you have statistics on how many older men have to go in and have this procedure done?
No, but I mean, but most. I mean, Jewish boys are circumcised at 8 days.
Absolutely.
Muslim boys normally between 6 and 8.
Yep.
And it's got to be a pre-pubescence because that way they don't find out what's happened, because it takes away about 90%, as I understand it, of the nerve endings that give men pleasure during sex.
There is sensitivity.
And that is actually the purpose of it. We know from Moses Maimonides, Rabbi Moses Maimonides, in the 12th century, that the entire purpose was to take away, was to reduce men's pleasure. So that they would be more likely to be faithful to their wives, because they didn't have the energy, I think, or some euphemism, to lie with many lewd women. Yeah, it's.
I know that's been an argument for it.
Yeah, there's no argument. There's no argument for it, which actually bears examination.
Okay, well I disagree with that, because I'm a registered nurse and I've looked after a number of men who have had to have this procedure done in later life, and it's none too pleasant for them.
No, indeed, no, awful. But the issue then is consent. Is consent, isn't it?
Yeah,
because a minor cannot give consent by legal definition.
So it's illegal?
Yes.
It's illegal here. Yeah, that was my question.
No,
You
can get away with doing it, but he's saying
you can get away with doing it. Yeah.
You'll never be charged for it.
Yes, you could be charged.
And you know, and it is an example. Yeah. Anyone walking by here, anyone here could set up today as a circumciser of males. He or she would not have to register, wouldn't have to report procedures.
Okay.
I mean, males are subhuman in the eyes of the justice system.
So if you have your baby circumcised here, do you have to pay for it in the UK?
Almost always.
And how much is it?
It tends to be between 120 and 400.
Years old and he was circumcised.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he was 4?
He's 3 now.
Yeah.
Nearly 3, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much it is.
It was private done by the
Yeah.
Jewish doctor.
Well, we only paid
75.
75 Canadian when we did it.
It was 100 something pounds.
Yeah.
But some doctors, there's one doctor outside a clinic that we've protested against in Golders Green, who we estimate is probably earned between £2 and £3 million
Oh, yeah.
from the procedure.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's an illegal procedure. So the government is taking income tax from criminals.
I never
When-
knew
when-
that is illegal because when I
Very
went
few
in
people do.
when I went in the hospital,
Yeah.
because obviously my husband wanted him to be circumcised, and I was asking them, they were like, yeah, they can do it if I want to, in the hospital itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
I'm like,
in some NHS trusts, I know in Scotland, people can get circumcisions on the state, the NHS.
yeah, that's what they were telling me.
it's
in the
awful.
Chester and Westminster Hospital.
Yeah.
They were saying to me, and they can do it in the hospital if I want to. I can speak to the doctor.
But it also leads to so much harm. I mean, so this is my my political party is the only men's rights party in the world, and we had a conference back in July, and we had a guy coming over from San Francisco to talk about his global survey of circumcision harm, and the harm that's created by it is just
Well, I have
awful.
to tell you, our son was done at maybe a week,
Right.
and he slept through it.
Right.
I mean, this isn't a
Well, it
true.
depends if you're freezing it or
And,
not. I don't know how
in
it works.
Canada, they freeze it before they do the
okay.
sleeping. So, and I don't know how they do it here. So,
No, it's normally without anaesthetic. Normally,
Without anesthetic.
yeah, they
Yeah.
just put the ring on and yeah.
but you know, blood levels of cortisol are still raised 6 months later. It is such a shock to the body.
Really?
And also, a lot of psychologists say that this really damages the bonding process because, I mean, until, well, let's say 8 days, this thing has been cared for and so on. Then all of a sudden, there's this excruciating thing happen, and of course, like 70 or 80% of Americans are circumcised.
Well, you know, and I have to be honest. When our little guy had his first pee after, it was quite painful for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the case I was telling you about in Nottingham, the lad, I think he's now 4 or 5, still has pain when he
Oh, is
and
that right?
he has lots of
Well-
of UTIs.
Well, and maybe that was the problem of the surgeon or who did the procedure, cut it a little too tight or something.
Yeah.
Right.
But those things do not need cutting. That's the long and the short of it.
I like to hear your point of view. For
Yes,
sure.
I hear your
That's
point of view, too.
interesting.
Yeah.
I might need my foreskin back now.
Nice to know because I never knew that was illegal.
Yeah.
Well, I
Can
never
we-
knew
can we give
it.
you- thank
I
you.
never knew it reduced
So?
she's
Oh, okay,
for us.
okay.
But I never knew about sex that reduced the pleasure.
Yeah, but by 90% they reckon.
Yeah.
What?
Just imagine how good it could be without. If you still had it.
Honey, blame your mother.
I'd run you into the ground. Thank you, sir.
Okay, no,
Very good.
pleasure. Thank you.